To print a plate through an inkjet printer, this is a small A5 plate. The printer will not accept anything smaller than an A4. So we're going to put it into a holder, and I'm going to show you how to make that holder. So the plate will sit in the holder for printing through the inkjet printer. So let's have a look at how to make one of those. To have a visual guide of where I'm going to cut that A5 hole in my piece of card, I've just printed, I'm printing onto the card an A5 square, and I'm using the front feed section of the printer because that is how I'm going to print the plate. So that's going to come through in a minute, and I'll show you how that looks. Okay, so that has printed onto my piece of A4 board. If you can see that that's an A5 outline so that I know where to cut. I'm going to put an arrow on the board so that I know that I'm always going to feed this board in the same way into the printer, and that will just assure that the image will always fall into the same place. It could be that this margin is slightly wider than that margin, so if the plate is always fed in with the same direction, then it will help. So let's cut this out now. So I'm just cutting out the board using the outline that I printed with the inkjet printer. And so my plate can fit in here. I've cut this. This plate is slightly smaller than what I would normally use, and the plate should fit in nice and snug. So I'm going to just put some blue tape at the back. This blue tape is painter's tape, which is low tack tape, which means that I can reuse this board quite a few times without having to change the tape, because the plate will just pop in and out of the board. Okay, so now that I've got my board with some tape at the back, so you would do this with for an A5 plate, an A4 plate, or an A3 plate. You just upsize your board according to the size of the plate. And the plate sits in there nice and snug. Always make sure that the tape at the back is smooth, it doesn't have any bumps, otherwise it might get caught in the printer. So this is now ready to print an image. So the plate is in the plate holder, and it's you can see it's stuck down at the back, and it fits nice and snugly in the cutout that I made. The arrow lets me know to feed the plate in this direction. The plate goes into the inkjet printer, nice and straight. Load the plate in and hit print.